the Fantastic Four, Andrew Savory and Chris Wiggins from the West Coast, Best Coast. Welcome. Yeah, throw it up, Chris. I don't even know what that means.
Isn't that like Avengers or something like that?
I don't know. It's some weird D definitely has a poster up on his wall. Fellas, thanks for joining. We're glad to be talking to you today. What's going on? You guys have internet on the West Coast, I hear? I didn't know that was a thing.
Yes, we do have internet on the West Coast. We have Wi-Fi, yeah. However, Bell is horrible on the West Coast. I'm a freelancer with Bell, so Bell, don't listen to this. Bell is horrible on the West Coast.
Wow, there goes a potential sponsor.
Yeah,
no kidding.
When I moved out, I switched from Rogers to Telus. Like, it happens. I don't know what it is. Connectivity out here is terrible. You go on a hike and you might as well not come home. You're just stuck there.
Smart man. I'm literally walking around my house like this trying to find a signal sometimes. It's bad. It's bad.
Just brutal. All right, guys, the purpose of this joint venture here to preview the Vancouver Bandits and Brampton Honey Badgers game, which is happening on Saturday. That is 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. CBC Gem, YouTube through CEBL and CBC pages. This is going to be a heck of a game. Vancouver 3-1 record. Brampton undefeated, one of the two undefeated teams left in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. They are 4-0. 14th all-time meeting between these two teams. Vancouver leading the series 7-6. Chris, why don't you start us off? What has the Vancouver season been like so far? How are you guys kind of rolling on the West Coast?
Man, it's been weird. Honestly, the word is weird. Like, these guys were off to a kind of an interesting start. 1-1 on the first road trip. Blew out the first, the new look Saskatoon Mamba, and then they kind of ran into some stingy defense in Edmonton. They got their revenge when Edmonton came back to LEC. Then they, took care of business against Calgary Surge. Where I think they're still trying to find a little bit of their identity. However, I think they're in tough against this Brampton Honey Badger squad, man. Like I see the 4-0 record above your head. Like I think you're gonna be adding to that number on the left a few more times this season. Vancouver, like many teams, are waiting for a number of guys to show up. Kyle Julius is very candid about that. And with all due respect to some of the guys that are on the bench right now, some of them are placeholders, and I think they probably know that. There's some big names that I'm not sure if we can say on the podcast, but that are coming back. You'll recognize some of them. They've been here before. So it'll be interesting to see how, that kind of plays out over the next few weeks. But it's been weird. It's been a weird start, but they made up for it last weekend with that 2-0 homestand over Edmonton and Calgary. Savory, what are you seeing as well?
Yeah, I mean, I often like to say the CBL is like a tale of three seasons. You have like your start of season roster, you have your middle season when they go to summer league, and then you have your end of season roster that's making that playoff push. And you may have some U Sports guys filling in, a couple G League guys to start. But like, I think the Bandits had a quick pull of the plug after that game against Edmonton. Like, Chris, you were there at a practice right after. I think Kyle said it was one of the worst games he's ever coached in a Bandits uniform since he joined the league in 2020. And like, the Bandits still have that high octane offense. Like, I think they're averaging around 112 points a night, but their defense is also allowing a bit. So at some points, they're going to have that offensive sputter, and it's going to be, is their defense going to pick up the slack? Right now, it's not. They've struggled with a little bit of isolation basketball. The offense is a ton of fun to watch, but I think when they come into Niagara and Brampton, I think this East Coast road trip is really going to put them to the test. I think it's coming at the right time. I think Edmonton was a gut punch, but I think Brampton and also Niagara and Ottawa is a really tough swing for this team.
D, I'll say this to you as well. Like, how far can this Brampton Honey Badgers team go? I don't think Vancouver has enough guys defensively to contain Sean East II, contain, Ambrose Hilton. I don't think there's enough guys, on Vancouver that, like, quite frankly, like, they've struggled defensively, and Kyle's made that, very, very clear. They've tried to clean up a lot of things defensively over the last couple of games. How far can this Honey Badgers team go?
Yeah, I think Matt and I just keep talking about how the roof for this team is so high, and I think coming out of the gate and starting 4-0 was a big surprise to us, just because we knew what Sean East was capable of, but we didn't know what the pieces around him would look like. And the fact that Keon just suited up in his first game, coming off the bench, looked a little rusty. Obviously, he's got a chemistry and relationship with Sean that we're gonna see flourish throughout the course of the season. But then they're adding Jameer Nelson, and this team is already good on defense. It's already tops in the league in steals, and then you you add last year's league leader in steals to this team, like this team is really, really built identity on defense. And, talking to Serta, that was kind of a priority to him. And, with the past teams that he's coached, they've always been top efficient offensive team, but it's the defense that kind of gets slept on. And I think the really exciting thing for me about this matchup is you talked about the offense and how great this offense is. And, Jalen House has been this revelation, which I'd love to talk to you guys about. But they're coming into a Brampton building where, they're the best team on defense. So, whose offense is going to click, right? Both teams love to shoot the three. I think they're 1 and 2 and threes, knocking down. They're both in the top three, and knocking down triples. So I think both these teams are going to live and die on the three, and it's going to be a matter of who's able to get those stops on the perimeter. And, Matt, I know, you've been talking a lot about, some of the pieces on the side, like Tyson, for example, went 7 for 8 from 3-point land, didn't take a single two. And that's kind of been his MO. And he's just been such a great surprise for this team.
Yeah, I'm going to throw a couple of numbers at you fellas, if you don't mind. Big numbers guy over here. The math is about to math. Under 80 points, that Vancouver-Edmonton game, that was shocking to me. I feel like I don't want OLG to come after me, but if I bet that and hit that, I would be recording this in this house and sleeping in the house beside me that I did purchase my winnings. That was crazy that Vancouver hit under 80 points in a game. I thought that was stunning. But sometimes you need that kind of kicking from behind. And then D, you were talking about Cam Tyson. So 66 points for Tyson on the season have come from three. He has 72 total points. So
that's crazy.
All but 6 of his points have come from 3-point land, which is crazy to me. The supporting cast for Brampton is obviously like unbelievable. And D and I were talking about this. If you're catching this on our pod, we talked about how this is like the first year in a long time where, like, if Vancouver came in the building last year, it was like, okay, well, Vancouver's here. We're here to watch Vancouver in Brampton. Well, now it's like we're here to watch Brampton in Brampton, and anybody who comes in has to beat Brampton, kind of thing, which has changed the perspective for a lot of people, I think, in the CEBL, and most importantly, players, coaching staff, and how they deal with these kind of matchups now too. Right? It's kind of a different ball game. But you guys mentioned a couple names. Jalen House, 30 points per game, 10 assists per game, unbelievable. Sean East, 24 points per game, 9 assists per game. Also unbelievable. These are two kind of MVP candidates. So, Chris, I'll toss this back to you. Jalen House is from a distance, at least on this side of the country, looks like he's as advertised stats wise. What goes into his game? What would kind of catch your attention if you were a fan of another team watching him? Like, how would you kind of describe his play?
And Chris, if I can add to what Matt's
please
asking
do. Please do.
Did you guys see this coming? Like, I'm sure Kyle was high on him, but did you ever expect it to be on this level?
No, it's funny you say that, because I remember talking to Kyle during that university, like the Bandits University Combine, and I was like, okay, this roster looks a lot different than last year. Obviously there's some guys that are coming, and he was like, yeah, we've got a contract in front of somebody that if they sign, I think can be an MVP, level guy again, Mitch Creek level guy again. And that's all he said. And I didn't know where that was going to go. Clearly that's Jalen House, and it's funny. Like, sometimes I think he gets really, really dribble heavy. He, when he makes paint touches, like everything collapses and he can kick out. What's crazy is the guy set a new single CEBL game record with 17 assists. The same game, he scored 32 points. He's our leading scorer, right? And I'm like, okay, this guy's he's taking 30 shots. Like, he's taking too many shots. And I look down, and I'm like, the guy had 17 assists.
Yeah.
Like, he's still distributing as well as he's scoring, which is mind-blowing to me, because sometimes it feels like he takes way too many shots. And then I look down, and he's got 12 assists in the third quarter. I'm like, what's happening? Xavier, are you seeing the same thing?
It's funny. To put that in perspective, you hit it. He had, 12 of 30 that night, scored 30 points, 17 assists. But the Bandits alone only took 89 shots that night, and he took literally technically more than 33% of them, which is just nuts. So you think about how do you rack up 17 times while doing that. But like, you look at his overseas stats, he's the son of NBA lore. Obviously, I have Eddie House as his dad, Mike Bibby as his uncle. Who knows? Maybe we get a Mike Bibby sighting out on the West Coast. That'd be pretty cool. So we better be listening. But I also want to know, when I look at Brampton, you guys talked about Cam Tyson and also Matthew Moncrief. Both these guys played for Seattle U, I believe. I know Matthew is from Toronto, of course, but then Cam is from Bothell, Washington. But you guys are bringing these West Coasters over. So for those who enjoyed watching them at Seattle, but are now watching them in Brampton, like, what's the scouting report on these guys? It seems like Matthew's all over the glass, and then Cam's just filling it up from deep. It's crazy. 5.5 threes a game.
Yeah, D, I'm just gonna bring out the fake notes really quick to give these guys throw them off track a little bit here. I can start with Cam Tyson. Cam Tyson has actually a really cool story. So we're talking about talking to assistant GM John Ross, who was with Calgary last year as an assistant coach. He's the man. Experience with the Portland Trailblazers, Rip City Remix. So he's a West Coast guy, originally from Indiana. So he made his way out there, kind of cut his teeth, and then came back this way in the form of the Canadian Elite Basketball League. But he tells a cool story about Cam Tyson, of how when he went to go recruit and kind of scout for the team, he went with Rock, Jermaine Anderson, the team's GM, and they went to G League camps, and they were told, watch these guys, watch these guys, watch these guys. But then the guy's name that kept coming up was Cam Tyson. That was the one name that kept coming up. And they were like, well, no, you got to watch this guy. And sure, there were names up here and this and that, but Tyson may have been shuffled a little lower in the deck. But they kept saying he's coming off a year of injury, but he's got so much talent. Well, then again, it came around to the roster build time, and they were like, okay, well, let's take a shot at Cam Tyson. And now they're going to be stuck with a pretty hard decision when they get some of these players coming in, because it's like, okay, you only have limited spots, as we all know, with CEBL roster construction rules. But it's kind of funny because it seemed like the impression was he was almost kind of going to be like a fill-in guy, and now he's like the man. The scouting report for him is literally remove the three-point line and just let him rack up twos. That's literally the only, like, he's allergic to anything inside the perimeter or inside the three-point line. So it's hard to, like, I know in the game on Monday night, he hit I think it was a baseline inbound, and he caught the ball in the corner and shot it with like no time on the shot clock, and he was fading out of bounds. And it was like something that literally would have had D clapping in the movie theater kind of vibe. But he's unreal. Like he just jacks threes and hits from wherever he wants. And John Ross said to us too, like, he doesn't care about the time on the clock. Like, he's just playing. He doesn't care. He doesn't think. He just plays. So I guess the cliche answer, as someone who doesn't have to defend him, would be just don't let him get the ball. D, I think you may agree with that, I would say.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember you talked about Jermaine Anderson, and when we went to training camp, I asked him right away. I'm like, "Who's the guy that we got to keep our eye on?" Obviously, aside from Sean East, and Tyson was the guy that he was just like salivating over. He couldn't stop talking about him, and just his professionalism, and his urge to prove everyone wrong, and him knowing that he'd have to come in and be a role player, and he's excelling at it. Like, he's just the ultimate utility guy for them. And I'm interested to see, once Jameer comes into the mix, how he handles that, because obviously there's only so many mouths you can feed. But I love the fact that he's taking advantage of all the time that he's getting right now.
And I will add to that too. Quick scouting report on Moncrief before I ask you guys a question on the Bandits supporting fellas. But Moncrief is just like everywhere. That guy's impossible. He's another freak athlete that, like, he's so dodgy and so quick. He can slam it. He can D it up. He can shoot. He can do everything. So yeah, my best scouting report for you guys, which is pretty clear, don't let him get the ball. But we talked about our supporting cast, so Tyson, Moncrief. What about Tyrese Samuel? 21 points a game, 9 rebounds per game. That seems like a pretty good piece there for House to kind of rely on.
It's funny that you call him a supporting piece when he could easily give Mitch Creek a run for his money for MVP last year, right? But yeah. I know what you're saying. He seemed like a sideshow compared to House this year.
I think when you look at Tyrese, like, obviously Canadian Player of the Year last year, but I think, and this has been identified, Chris, you've heard it in the huddle, when Tyrese actually brings the ball up the floor, it makes him so dynamic. Obviously, if there's pressure on him, they're not going to run that. But when he's able to get it up into like a half court set, and then he kind of hands it off, and then they're into a pick and roll, and he's actually rolling, but he's already brought the ball up. I think he's one of the most mobile bigs in the league. I think when they slow it down and he's catching it on the block and he has to do like a reverse and he's not playing with pace, his game is going to probably strip down to like 12 points, 8 boards. But when Tyrese is playing mobile and the Bandits are out on the run, it's a totally different dynamic. And I think that a lot of that comes down into like how many fouls does he have as well. I think if he's like below 3 at the half, obviously that's where you got to be. And then he's kind of at that 3-4 at the end of the game, not getting too close to 5. it's going to allow him to stay on the floor and play mobile and free. But Chris, you let me know what you think.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I almost feel like Tyrese needs more touches, which is crazy to say, right? Like, and it's because Jalen House is being Jalen House. But you're right. I mean, he spreads the floor, he extends the floor. He's a mid range to a 3-point shot from the corner or wherever wherever he catches it. Like you kind of have to guard Tyrese. He's going to knock down the open three if he gets a look. And then he's just so dangerous in the pick and roll, especially with a guy like Jalen House. And then you bring in like Jarkel Joyner, who is also, a threat off the pick and roll with Tyrese. And so it's interesting. It was our first kind of look at Joyner, on Sunday afternoon, and he fit right in. Like I didn't know how that high usage point guard with high usage point guard would look like, but he fit right in. And so it'll be interesting to see maybe Jalen goes off to NBA summer league and Joyner is there to slide in. We're waiting on Shamar Gibbons. They've got those ball handling talented point guards that can also score. And then we know guys like Jalen, Jarkel Joyner, we know Shamar Gibbons, who also led the Bandits in assists last year, can distribute the rock as well. If I can go back to Jameer Nelson Jr. to you guys, D, maybe I'll throw this at you. Where is this how is Jameer Nelson Jr. going to fit into this group? Like, I know you already talked about who's going to get the touches, there's so many mouths to feed. Like, how is he going to add to this Brampton Honey Badgers group? Like, they're loaded on paper. And when you bring Jameer Nelson Jr. in, they're going to be even better. Like that, again, that 4-0 is going to 5-0, 6-0. It's just going to keep climbing. First of all, when is he going to arrive and what is he going to bring?
Yeah, so I think we've been told sometime in June. I think on the back end of June is when we are expecting to see him. So still some time till we see what that looks like. I've already talked about defensively. I think these guys are going to put guys in teams in his steel trap. So I'm really, really excited about that. Where it gets interesting is offensively, because when he played for Calgary, he played his best basketball when he had the ball in his hands. And the problem is, the same goes for Sean East. We haven't really seen Sean play off the ball so much. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that. But I mean, both these guys are capable of being on, first team all CBL. And so I have no doubt that they'll figure it out. When it gets interesting is when we get to the summer league, like you've talked about, and which of these guys is here and which guy is not there. I mean, hopefully, best case scenario for us, it's one guy goes up and one guy stays back, and we're still good and we're holding the boat afloat. But I don't know. It is an interesting question, Chris, just because I think they both need to have the ball in their hands to be effective. But I think at the end of the day, we all know that Sean East is probably taking that final shot when it comes down to the wire. Matt, would you agree?
It's interesting. Well, before you go on, Matt, sorry to cut you off. No, it's interesting because you'd think they would just continue to get better. He's just going to bring more to this group. But at the same time, there's more mouths to feed, like you've said. There's more guys that want to get touches, that want to score. Maybe Jameer can take a little bit of a distributing role. Who knows? But on paper, they're insanely good.
Mm-hmm. Matt?
Yeah. Well, sorry, I was waiting. I just wanted to see. I'm awake. Don't worry. It's 9:30 in the East Coast right now. I'm dozing off a little bit. No, it's honestly we talked to the guys there. We thought the same thing was going to happen with Keon Ambrose Hilton, right? And we talked to the coaches and front office staff, and they basically said to us, "Look, there will be a time where we could have Prince Odro, Matthew Moncrief, and Keon Ambrose Hilton on the court at the same time." So I imagine it's applicable to the guards too, where it's we have such depth and opportunity to run these guys on the floor. I mean, it's foolish not to try it. And then I think it's kind of take the best medicine, what the best rotation is, what the best lineup is, and roll from it or roll with it from there. I'm going to toss a couple numbers at you guys before I hit you with a curveball. What's the team?
Wow, you really like numbers, eh?
What is it? I'm a huge numbers guy, man. I'm a huge numbers guy. 4-0.
It's the Serta effect.
What's the baseball team? What's the baseball
Vancouver
team?
Canadians.
Vancouver Canadians. Yeah, I'm going to throw you 12-6 like the Canadians. Vancouver, The Vancouver Bandits, 106 points per game, first in the CEBL. Brampton allows a league best 85 points per game. So top offense against best defense, as we alluded to. All right, we're going to start with Andrew. We'll go D, then we'll go Chris. Andrew, score prediction and who wins on Saturday, Bandits or Honey Badgers?
I mean, if I was being a coach and I wanted to be a little bit like solid in this, I'd be like, I'm not looking past Friday against Niagara. But yes, I will answer this question.
Yeah, I know we're all just disrespecting the teams in between because we've got Montreal on Thursday as well.
It is 3 games in 5 days. So if the Bandits drop it, maybe there's a bit of fatigue, but there also is a big talent thing. I'd say, you know what? I'm going to say it's going to be 93-88 Vancouver. And game winner is courtesy of Mike Mulder.
Oh, game winner. I like that curve. Nice.
Okay. Wow. We're waiting for a Mike Mulder breakout game too. I like it. And you called the Miller Kopp breakout game a couple of games ago, so I'll give you your flowers for that. Honestly, man, I think they're in tough with Brampton. I really do. Like, I think Brampton's going to hold down home court. I'll go 102-87. Brampton. I just think defensively, Vancouver's not there yet. They've had some lapses over the last couple of games, despite some victories on the home floor. When they break down defensively, they break down bad. And I think if that happens against Brampton, they're going to be in big trouble.
This is so tough.
Here we go. This is going to be the longest answer we ever hear.
Hey, we don't need a Christopher Nolan.
All right, I'll be back in like 20
here. Yeah.
And so where I struggle is the score. I don't know if I'm going to be expecting a high scoring game or a game where these two teams buckle down and play defense, because I think they both know in order to be successful that they're going to have to play defense really well. But the thing that I can't get past and I can't underestimate understate. That's the word I'm looking for. Is the Kyle Julius factor of all this, right? We've all gotten to know Kyle Julius quite well. Chris more so than anyone, because you love to poke the bear. We can talk about that Calgary game later.
I'm glad you figured that out.
But Brampton has an opportunity on Thursday to become the first Eastern Conference team to go 5-0, to start a season 5-0. So then Saturday, they could become the first team to start out 6-0 and the last team to start out 5-0, both the Edmonton Stingers and you guys did it in 2025. And you can't tell me that Kyle's not going to slap that on a bulletin board and say, nah, that is not happening. And we want to be the guys to hand them this first loss and take them off their pedestal. As much as I want to see Brampton win, I think Vancouver comes in and gets it done, and I think it's going to be House that hits that game winner.
You know what?
Matt, we've been waiting. I know you have your biases.
We've been waiting for a Jalen House winner, man. Like, and it's almost the last couple of games, it's felt like he's like tried really hard to be the game-winning shot. You know, being that guy. So, you know, you might be onto something there, D. Sorry, Matt,
I think if there's a game that two guys will want to try to outduel each other, it's going to be East and House. Like, oh man, it's going to be must-see television, man. I can't wait.
97-96, Brampton, Keon Ambrose Hilton game winner. Don't ask how.
Wow.
Don't ask why.
I know how. It's an O board. It's definitely an O board.
What? Yeah, exactly.
Brampton's number one in the league at it, so you know that would not be surprised.
Touch off the glass. That puts a finishing touch on our predictions. That puts a finishing touch on this portion of the pod. Put a bow on it, fellas. You guys ready for target time?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Time now for our target time segment here on the Target Score Vancouver, a mix there, podcast. The first ever crossover with
Put
Target
that on
Score
a t-shirt.
Vancouver. Yeah, you know what? I gotta get Joey on the line here. We got a merchandise idea. Okay, fellas, we're gonna jump right into it. First question is for Chris. Chris, you cover the BC Lions. You can't say Nathan Rourke. Who is your CFL GOAT?
Ever, or like somebody who is playing currently?
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
All right. Greatest of all time is the air conditioner, Anthony Calvillo.
Oh, damn.
Former Montreal Alouette.
Screw up the history books right here.
Yeah, that's right.
One of the best mustache, right? One of the best mustaches in the game.
Yeah, you look like Mario out there, yeah. I used to be made fun of all the time for being that CFL fan growing up. All my friends were NFL guys. Look, as soon as you get into fantasy football, then you start falling in love with NFL. I was 28 years late on the NFL, so I'm here now. However, growing up, Montreal Alouettes fan, Anthony Calvillo, Ben Cahoon, Keith Stokes, all those guys back in the day. Yes, I picked the team when my dad was like, "Yo, pick a team. You got to be a CFL fan, pick a team." Of course, I picked the team that's winning all these championships. So Anthony Calvillo is my GOAT. I'm pretty sure he still leads professional football in yards through the air. So I'll go with Anthony Calvillo. Okay, I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna go with can I go?
Yeah, just follow
go.
whoever you ask. This is the first time we ever
that.
had people do this, so it's a little roadmap
Okay.
around here.
Little duck goose. Okay, I'll go. This one's gonna be for D. When Mark Cuban is sitting courtside in Brampton, what's the invention idea you're gonna pitch to him?
Oh my God, the invention idea.
It's a little little impromptu Shark Tank. What are you gonna pitch to him?
You know what? This idea might already be out there, and I know there's levels. I know you can do this on Snapchat. I know you can probably do this on some of the tracker apps. But I've always had this idea for an app called Are We There Yet? And you know when your friends are coming, they're like, I'm 20 minutes away, but they're actually 29 minutes away. I want an app that actually tells me how far they are, so then I can call them out in their bullshit when they're lying to me. Do
you mean like location on iPhone that has existed for?
But I want an actual app that is specifically for that reason. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. How much money are you seeking, and how much percentage in your business?
I'm just there for the conversation, man. I don't think he's buying anything, but yeah, it's gotta be the tech space, right? Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm out.
There, I know.
I'm out.
I think it's just a funner app name. Where are we there yet?
I like it. I'm in.
Okay, good. I got one investor. Okay, Andrew, your turn. Okay. I did probably much like Matt did. I scoped out your socials a bit. I went on your Instagram. And I see that you play some hoops. So I want to know who your NBA or CBL comparison is.
Ooh, okay. NBA, I'll go quick. NBA, definitely CB4. Chris Bosh got me into basketball in a big way. I'm a righty, but I definitely have a little move on the block where I'm going to my left, and I'll get the first couple buckets, but then I'll get locked down after that, and you'll never see me score again. So that's my that's my NBA comp. CEBL, I'd say. It's definitely got to be blue collar because I don't have what's called a vertical jump. It's more of a horizontal stumble. But I'd say who's a good blue collar guy, lunch pail game? You know what? I would love if I had this guy's physique. And I'm gonna give, I'd say Kenny Manigo from back in the day. He was a steel machine for the Bandits. Played hard. Had to play PG for the second half of the season. And I just had a lot of respect. And I'll just say it, if there was an opportunity where when the Bandits were playing Niagara in 2021, if you went for the lob instead of the floater, Bandits could have been in the finals. That's my hot take. Go back and watch it. Vancouver versus Niagara. Actually would have been Fraser Valley versus Niagara. But if Kenny went lob to Gilbeck, Vancouver's in the championship.
Can I give you a story? We talked about Jalen House, and I think we shared in our group chat how excited I was when he joined the team because I was a big Eddie House fan. Eddie House is the reason I hiked my socks up to my knees when I used to play basketball. So if you ever see Jalen, let him know that. I might tell him on Saturday actually.
All right, Matt, this one's coming to you. So you're hanging out with The Rock. You get to be GM, and if you had to look at one former Honey Badger to bring in for the second half of this season to take this team over the top, not currently in the roster, not announced, even if you know the top eventually, I don't want to hear it. But what former Honey Badger? I know what my answer would be.
I know my answer too.
I'm not going to give.
Yeah,
out
we all
got
to answer this one.
But what former Honey Badger gets this team a ring?
This is easy. I am going, and I'm gonna get greedy. Guard depth. I'm going Christian Vital.
That's my answer too.
I love the 3-ball shooting from Cam Tyson and company so far. Christian Vital had that record, 7 threes in a single game for the Honey Badger franchise, and then Tyson came in, broke that in his first game with 8. He actually hit 7 the other night too in the win on on Monday. So I think that's a no-brainer. I'm taking Christian. He's just a good dude. That's the other thing too, right? Like, you want good players, but another good ambassador for the game on and off the floor that could certainly pop a ring on the finger.
And if I can add to that, his teammate Caleb Agata was such a stud and just such a good leader in the locker room.
Agata was my pick.
Canadian guy.
Yeah,
what's your go?
Nice.
I mean, you could vouch for him as well.
I would have gone Kobe. I would have gone Kobe McEwen.
Fan favorite. Kobe McEwen.
I would have liked to seen Kobe, especially because you could tell that last year was a rough year for him, and he really wanted to work out.
I agree. It felt like he just didn't settle in. I agree.
And I think
if he had the year he had in Vancouver the year before that, he would.
We had really high hopes for him, and it's just obviously just not a great spot for him, and the ball didn't move around a lot in order for him to be successful last year. And I think under Serta's system, I just think he would have thrived.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All good picks. I'm switching the order here. I'm going back to you, Andrew.
We'll go reverse.
So investigative journalism, really good stuff here. Based off your Instagram account, you seem like a very outdoorsy kind of guy. I feel like that's natural for the West Coast fellas. What is your ideal nature activity in the Big V, Vancouver?
Oh gosh, I mean.
Wait, don't you mean Fraser Valley? Isn't that where they're from?
Langley is in the greater Vancouver. It's in the
little dig there, eh?
metropolitan area. Well, is Brampton
that guy
GTA?
lives downtown, man. That guy lives downtown.
It's 2 hours away. I'll never get that. I call it the Vancouver Frauders, but that's a totally different story.
It's like people know GTA, but no one knows GVRD. But Chris, you know what GVRD is.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Love to hike. Once upon a time, actually, shout out Brampton Gilbeck. I used to go on hikes, and he would DM me being like, "When am I coming on the next hike, man?" And I'd be like, "Dude, you're literally 7 feet. If you fall, Kyle will kill me." If I brought Gilbeck on a hike, like, it would be the biggest liability issue if I hurt that man. So yeah, definitely want to bring out anyone who comes out here on a hike. So next time Brampton's at Langley Event Center, you guys got to make the trip, and we'll do a little podcast at the top.
I think you're being a little humble too. Like, tell these guys what kind of hikes you've done. Like, it's not like, you're hiking, you're doing the grouse grind every other week. Like, talk about some of the hikes you've done. Like, haven't you been to like Patagonia?
Yes, I did do Patagonia, but I will say the initiation for you guys will be when you come to Langley Event Center and you stand at gate 2. I'm going to point out a mountain straight ahead of you, and that's the rite of passage hike. It's called Golden Ears. It's a doozy, but you'll be a new man.
D and I only wear Patagonia. We don't.
Wait, are you guys Arc'teryx bros? Are you guys Arc'teryx?
Yeah, you'll fit in very well.
You won't catch me at Arc'teryx. That's for damn. I can barely damn say it.
Yeah. Oh gosh. All right. I'll keep the rotation going. D, you're entrusted this year with filling the stands. Obviously, some new front office. You got Mark Cuban. Who's one person who needs to come to a Honey Badgers game who has never been before, who's going to represent and fill the stadium if people knew that they were coming?
Drake. No, that's Scarborough. That's cheating on Scarborough.
They don't have to be from Brampton, but bonus points if they're from Brampton.
That's what I'm trying to think right now. Oh my goodness. Brampton. I feel like I'm missing
Producer Joey in the chat. Joe Razzo.
Joe Razzo, yeah. Oh man. I mean, honestly, like I hate that. Like Lily Singh is a good one, but she's already made her affiliations with
Tempo, right?
With the Tempo, right? But like, obviously, big South Asian community in Brampton, and you see that reflected with some of the partnerships they made. Obviously, Superfan has become an ambassador of the team as well. Yeah, like I mean, I'm reaching in my bag here, but like there's a massive Punjabi artist called Diljit Dosanjh, and he sold out in Vancouver, and he sold out at MSG and stuff like that. So I mean, it's a little out of category for you guys in maybe your music genre, but I think it has to be like a massive South Asian music superstar. Definitely would fill that place out. Or another TNA wrestler, because when Santino Morello or whatever his name's game. I was quite shocked how many people.
Whatever his name, Santino Morello, the guy's a legend. You should know
I know.
that,
I just I knew it was gonna butcher his last name, but yeah, if he brings the sock puppet, like we're set. Yeah. Did you have a suggestion?
Gosh, I'm not on the Honey Badgers payroll, so I can't help.
Chris, okay, mine's a two-parter because one's more to make fun of you, but then I have a serious one. But I'm curious. All right.
Okay.
You've made this ascent into hosting, right? You're a weather guy now. You're reporting the news. But it seems like everything you do, you'll always be in the shadows of your superstar wife. What is it like?
I knew this was
never,
coming.
Ever get to her level.
I knew this was coming. Honestly, man, when you said the ascent and hosting, I knew there was going to be something about my wife. And this is like a Colin Jost and what's his wife's name?
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, thank you. That's literally like the SNL joke. Honestly, man, I am totally fine with taking a backseat to her career. For those who don't know, my wife is Kat Stankovic. She danced with the Raptors for I'm gonna do the whole thing.
We love
I'm gonna do the whole thing now that you called me out. She's danced with the Raptors for 5-10 years, was a dance pack captain. Then she did
I don't think we have time for her resume, man.
No, man, honestly. Then she
everything.
did the in-game stuff with Strizzy, and then the pandemic happened. The Raptors went to the bubble in Orlando. I took a job in BC. I was like, this is when we were dating. I was like, I'm gonna go to BC. You want to come? Like, she didn't know what was gonna happen next. So, but to answer your question, I'm totally fine with being in her shadow. There is no resume that I can build that will top hers, and so sometimes I feel like it's helped my career a little bit as well, and I'm totally fine with saying that.
I told you, nepotism, man. It's a nasty thing.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, no, but my fun, serious question is: you're a closet R&B fan. Who are your top 3 R&B artists?
Oh man, well you know, C Breezy is up there for number 1. I am a little bit of a closeted R&B fan. I'll go Chris Brown 1, Usher 2, Neo 3.
Yeah, can't beat that. That's tough.
Yeah,
That's good.
You can't really beat that. And a little bit of a backstory. Dee posted something about a Breezy concert ticket he purchased, and I responded. I was like, man, I would do anything to go to that. We got kind of talking about our fandom, and I sent him a picture of a drunken night at my cottage with some of my buddies from high school, literally ranking Chris Brown albums by hand. And he was like, I need proof. And I took a picture and I was like, I'm a closeted C Breezy guy. So that's going to be a great show. When is that show, by the way?
It's an elite list. It's Usher and Chris Brown in August. Can't wait, man.
God.
Yeah.
So good, man. So good. Yeah. Thank you for that, by the way. And I will mention that to Kat. I'm glad you called me out.
That's going to be the breakout clip for Joey.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah. This one is for Matt, but I think we're all going to have an answer as well. Bonomi, the CEBL call, and they say, we're going to expand. Pick a city. Coast to coast to coast in Canada. What city's next? Who got next?
This is a great question.
Well,
I have my answer.
Yeah, I've heard some rumblings about possible spots.
He's going to say Port Dalhousie.
Port Dalhousie for
Dalhousie.
Dalhousie. It's not Dalhousie. Oh man,
English isn't my first language. Give me a break, bro.
Yeah. No comment. I think there are obvious. Like I know we've heard stuff about like potentially in Quebec City. I think Kelowna was on maybe the short list as well. If I had to pick though, I mean, I'm going to be really selfish here and keep it in Ontario. I want a team in Kitchener. I want Jamal Murray to join a group. I want like Andrew Nichols, who's always at the games. It would be sick to see like SGA buy in. Like I get a group of guys that are all NBA guys that can find change in their couch to come together to buy a team. And not saying that these teams are cheap, but I mean, like for those guys, it's a perfect opportunity to fork out some cash and then build the game in their own community. Like we know how much these guys care about basketball in Canada, and again, in their own community, getting people involved. I would love to see Kitchener. I mean, I think Dean could go back to the days of Guelph where there was a little bit of a following for Guelph. I mean, there was a lot of solid, we talked about it earlier, on J. Cole making his CEBL debut in Guelph. Like there was as a visitor, no, it wasn't a visitor, was he? Yeah, he was a visitor, right? Yeah, it was Scarborough. But like that kind of thing, like small community. And I think in Hamilton too, like it was such blue collar, hard hat, work boots kind of thing. Like Canadian people will live and die for their sports, similar to what you guys would see out west, right? Like you guys have a great following in Vancouver, even the Lions. Yeah. People love these sports, and they're almost protective of them. So it's almost like the smaller the community, the tighter the feel, and the bigger the following. As weird as that sounds. So I would love to see Kitchener and those guys like Murray, Nicholson, and SGA or something. Especially Murray, because I think he's from Kitchener or in and around that area. But it would be unreal to see them fork out some dough here and make it happen.
By the way, I miss those Royal City jerseys with Guelph. They were so
unreal.
Good. They were so good. I know you got someone. I don't doubt it. I didn't expect to hear Kitchener. I really like that. I like the Jamal Murray, angle with that, and I'll let Dee and Savory answer this as well. I would love to see an Atlantic Canada team. I'd love to see Halifax.
You took my answer.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
No.
Newfoundland had a cup of coffee in the CBL. Obviously, that didn't work out.
Yeah,
but I want to say, give it another shot.
I don't know. I just I love Halifax. Like selfishly, I love Halifax waterfront, like the lower deck, like all the spots in Halifax. They've got the arena for it. I remember like that old, National Basketball League of Canada. I used to do way back in the day. I used to do like PA announcing for the Oshawa Power in their first season. I was like in my second year of college, driving back and forth from Niagara to Oshawa, and the Halifax Rain Man had a team.
Wait, did you say Niagara to Oshawa?
I went to Niagara College, and I would drive from Niagara, Welland, Ontario to Oshawa to do public address announcing for the Oshawa Power. It was awesome. It was so fun. And that league was like the first taste of like what we're experiencing and what we've seen flourish with leagues in Canada. And the Halifax Rain Man had a team. I also just love the city of Halifax. I'd love to see Atlantic Canada get a team.
That's a good one. I feel actually CBL connection. I think Joey Haywood and Shane Gibson both played for the Rain Men, if I'm not mistaken.
Shane Gibson did. Gibson did for sure. He did. Yeah.
Joey Haywood, I'm pretty sure did too. Yeah. But that was going to be my pick. But now that I'm thinking about it, I really enjoyed. I don't want to say Kelowna because there's been a lot of talk. Matt, you alluded to it. Hopefully, Kelly Olynyk, if you're listening, you're in Kamloops, but it's close by. So just think about working on some change. Would love to see it. I'm up on Victoria, but I would choose Kelowna first, I think. I'd love to see another revisitation to the Videotron Center, if I'm referring to that arena properly, in Quebec City. CBL Clash, for those who remember that event. The arena looked great. I think it was built with NHL aspirations, if I'm not mistaken. I think they had like 7 or 8K people there in attendance when they did that. I think that was 2023, gentlemen, unless someone corrects me, when they did Clash.
Right.
I think Quebec City is a lot of fun. I think they got some great. You're getting to see a lot more Quebecois players in the CBL, and I think they get a strong English-French contingent there. It'll be a lot of fun. I think they play with their heart on their sleeve, and I think it would tend pretty well too.
KD, get creative here because I stole your answer, so I want to hear something really good.
Oh, good God. I think London would be a great city if we had west on the 401. Like, we don't have a team out that way. I know that there's a huge basketball community there. The Western basketball program's on the rise too. So I think they would fill up. Like, you want to tap into some of these smaller markets where that's what they have. Like, that is their team. That's kind of what I know. Guelph never really sold out, but they really, really love that team, and they had a great fan base. And I think if you give it a fair shot, and as I say to Matt, but he never gets the reference, but if you build it, they will come. And I think if you just kind of just give it a chance, hopefully you two get that reference, because Matt just shakes his head at me every time when I make.
I will say I'm on the same level of movie references as Matt, but I do get that one.
Okay, good, solid.
I do get
great
that
sports one. Movie, Matt. Field of Dreams. Come on, Kevin Costner.
Hey man, I don't know what you're talking about. We're getting way too far into movies now, and then we're gonna be talking about Star Trek, and Dee's gonna be throwing up all this, whatever the heck all that.
Anyway, Vancouver, baby.
Good enough, fellas. We all hit target time winners there. Thanks for playing. You guys were awesome, and I think as long as we don't talk about movies, this won't have to be edited out. But anyway, we all hit the winners. Thanks for playing, fellas. Appreciate you guys joining us and forming the Fantastic Four.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.